and then you can go, Jesse.
Get myself right up on out of here. I feel like a disgrace, I'm not really what I appear. I go home to my girl and I make nicey nice. The fact that she don't know that I just put someone on. I don't like being here. I constantly live in fear. Could be gone at any time. When you live a life of crime, face the music, do the time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mayhem Media. This is our 2024 special Christmas episode. We're supposed to also debut our company-wide anti-suicide awareness message, or not anti-suicide awareness message. And unfortunately, I had the wrong file uploaded to the studio, so that will have to wait till the new year, unfortunately for that. We do want to I'm going to give a special shout out right at the top to a special person, to Jesse James, Joe Doms. It was his birthday. Rest in peace. He's the inspiration for our Into the Barricade show, which is Jesse's show. So we wanted to wish him a shout out and a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. Into the Barricade wouldn't exist without you.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm glad to have it hosted on Mayhem Media. As you can see, we have almost the full Mayhem Media crew here for our special Christmas episode. The only person we're missing is Robbie H., our graphic artist. So we miss him, but he wasn't able to make it here tonight. Right. We'll carry on without him. We're going to talk about our favorite Christmas episodes, and then a little bit later on, we're going to, of course, address the timeless question, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? But first, let's talk about other Christmas movies. What are some of your other guys' favorite Christmas movies? Let's start with Connor.
Home Alone, the original.
Home Alone, the original.
Yeah, the first Home Alone.
There we go. I got that. I would have to agree. That's probably my, other than the movie we're going to talk about later, I have to say Home Alone would probably be my favorite as well. Jesse, what about you?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I had it set up for the OG Frosty the Snowman, and I thoroughly forgot that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation exists.
I do not have National Lampoon's Christmas, but I do have Frosty.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about Christmas Vacation, but good Lord. Frosty's as good as it gets for a child, but as an adult, Christmas Vacation's where it's at.
Frosty's classic, of course.
Happy birthday!
Wolfman, what about you?
It would have to be Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Very nice. Sinbad. Sinbad is doesn't get enough credit. I think he played as a great villain in that movie.
Yeah. And it's also filmed in Minneapolis.
Oh, it's filmed in Minneapolis. Okay. Ms. Paul, what about you?
So for me, I have to go with the classics. There was a company, Rankin Bass, that had actually put out almost all of the children's clay animation cartoons that we grew up to love. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Little Drummer Boy, Frosty the Snowman, The Year Without a Santa Claus, Jack Frost, all of your classics. And it was done by clay animation. And for me, they're my favorites because just watching them kind of brings you in that nostalgia, kind of gets you into that spirit, gets you into wanting to decorate for Christmas and stuff like that. So that's why they're my favorites.
Bring you back to childhood and innocence.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still put them on whenever I can, and my nieces and nephews always try and put them on as well. All right. Any other ones? What about Home Alone? Home Alone actually has. Can you believe that there's like 6 of them or whatever? I did not know that there were that many. I knew there were 3, but I did not know that there were like 6 of them.
I knew there were 4. I didn't know there were 6.
Yeah. So does it? I mean, do we really have to discuss it? The original has to be the best, right?
Oh God.
Oh, absolutely.
Other than Piers Morgan as the pigeon lady in Home Alone 2.
The who? Pierce Morgan?
Yeah, he looks like the pigeon lady. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely right, but that's hilarious.
I'm just surprised he knows who Piers Morgan actually is.
Yeah, well,
Why? Because I'm American.
We all know him as the guy who doesn't know how to report the news. Now, what about Turbo Man? You said Jingle All the Way.
Yep.
I mean, Arnold as Turbo Man. I mean, could you really cast anybody else to actually be? I mean, didn't they cast this movie to be okay? Who can be Turbo Man? Not who can
Pretty
be
much,
the other father.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger was the perfect fit.
Agreed.
Yep. 100%.
That was also one of his first movies. He got out of the action role, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know if there's any truth to this, but I remember hearing rumors that Turbo Man was originally supposed to be Hulk Hogan.
Oh God.
Oh man, that would have just been.
Imagine how that would have ruined that movie,
I would have just boycotted that film.
brother.
Yeah, I mean that's weird because the Paul White Big Show is actually in that movie too, and he's in that movie because of his connection, his association with Hulk Hogan. So that's crazy that I didn't know that Hulk Hogan was actually going to be the role first.
I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to that. I just remember hearing it.
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, Hulk Hogan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'd cast them for the similar kind of role. Yeah, it doesn't require a lot of range.
It just requires being a big dude.
Yeah. All right. So, what about the Grinch movies?
Oh,
Which is your favorite Grinch movie?
I'd have to say the Jim Carrey version.
I'm gonna have to go with the original. I love the cartoon, the classic.
I agree. I got to go with the original.
Connor, have you seen either of these?
I've only seen the original. I've seen parts of the Jim Carrey version, but no, the original's the better version.
Yeah.
And maybe the Grinch wouldn't have been such a bad guy if the entire town wasn't singing about what a POS he was all the time.
Miss Bud, did you like the remake with Jim Carrey or the original?
I mean, the remake with Jim Carrey, it has its merits, but can't beat the original.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, I got this one. Let's get Charlie Brown Christmas, of course.
Oh, a must.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't mention Rudolph, but let's mention Rudolph, the classics, the old school versions.
Shout out to my wife. That's her favorite movie.
Nice. We're showing the old school ones here, not any of the remakes that they've been making of these movies. These are the classics are the classics for a reason. All right, so let's move on to talk about if you're watching this right now, leave us a comment. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Oh, let's see. Mike D's in the house, wrestling from the 313. The original classic Grinch. I agree. The original Grinch is, and he asked us the question: would y'all consider Batman Returns a Christmas movie? Since we're kind of discussing that and stuff, I would consider Batman 2 sort of a little bit of a Christmas movie.
I'm for it.
Yeah. Yep. Jacob, Wolfman.
I'm on the fence with that, but I would agree.
Ms. Paul, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like if you're going to classify Die Hard as a Christmas movie, you kind of have to classify Batman as a Christmas movie as well.
Yeah, I mean it does take place during Christmas. When did it come out? I don't know the answer to when Batman Returns came out. We'll have to see if we can look that up. But thank you for tuning in, Mike D, and for commenting. We appreciate that very much. Let's talk about it then. Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Let's go around the room and give me a yes or no, and then let's discuss. Connor says yes. Wolfman?
No.
Oh. Christmas movies don't come out in July.
Do you want to come over here and weigh in on Die Hard, a Christmas movie? All right. Well, J-Man, my brother J-Man, who is in the background, you just saw him. He also agrees that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, 100%. Come on.
100%.
What is it? It's a Christmas movie?
It's a Christmas movie.
Even though
Batman.
even though it didn't come out in Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's still a Christmas movie, he says. That's what J-Man says.
So what's the family movie?
What Wolfman, what did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
No. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Mizpah?
I feel it's a Christmas movie.
I am going to be on the side that it is a Christmas movie.
I really like this argument that it's a movie about a cynical workaholic who goes to his estranged wife hometown on Christmas Eve in an attempt to reconcile with her. It's not just a Christmas movie. It's a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, it really is. It absolutely is.
I'm a firm believer it's not a Christmas movie, but by that logic, I'm with it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, listen, it doesn't come out in Christmas, and I get that. But it takes place during Christmas. And what Jesse just brought up there, the visual Jesse just brought up there is very clutch also. I think it's very much not just a Christmas movie. It could very much be a Hallmark Christmas movie. Okay. It's just an action Hallmark Christmas movie. That's it. That's the only difference.
It's just an action Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it's just an action Hallmark movie. That's all. I didn't get the sound bite, so I'll do it myself. But yippee-ki-yay, mother. Well, leave the rest of that out, in case there's any kids watching. It's a Christmas,
just in case.
Christmas episode after all. Where's the oh yeah, let's hear from Bruce Willis himself. I got a little clip of Bruce Willis and what he says about Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
I did this roast for one reason and for one reason only, to settle something once and for all. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie.
There we go. That settles it. It's a Bruce Willis movie. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a summer movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie. If anybody's watching, leave us a comment. What are your thoughts on Die Hard and that being a Christmas movie? And what are your guys' favorite scenes? You guys have a favorite scene from the Christmas movie? Oh, there it is. I knew I had.
You got to make fists with your feet.
Fist with your toes.
Yep, fists with your toes and walk around the hotel room on the carpet.
Fist with your toes. Oh man, I was gonna pull that on Connor, but apparently he had already seen the first one. We were gonna watch it together the other day, and I was gonna say that to him, but then it turns out he had already seen it. I just wanted to rewatch it, so I didn't get to. But that's hilarious. Anybody who hasn't seen that, that's how I'm going to introduce them to that movie.
You gotta make fists with your toes. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it's just always stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous.
Oh, goodness.
Hold on, I'm sorry, everybody. Professor Bear is actually messaging me back. He may be hopping in.
Bring him in.
And our graphic artist, Robbie H., has also hit me up. So maybe we'll get a couple more jumping in here.
Got the whole crew in here.
Maybe.
For anyone who's interested, Batman Returns came out in 92.
Yeah, but when? When during the year?
Summer or winter time?
June.
Same time as Die Hard.
Another summer movie, just like Die Hard was.
That movie's the same age as me.
God, you're young.
I'm 32.
I do believe Professor Bear is going to hop in and join us here in a minute, so that's great. What are your other than Bruce Willis? What are your favorite characters? Does anybody have a favorite character?
I mean, how do you go wrong with Hans Gruber?
Listen, fun facts. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm going to put that back up quick. I don't know if you guys know this. I think Jesse does. I don't know if anybody else does or our viewers, but the reason, look at his face and go back and watch that scene. It's a legitimate shocked face that he's making. It's real. It's not a fake acting look. And the reason it's real is because they actually had him hanging off of something. And then below they had pads for him to fall in case he slipped or whatever. And I believe it was the director that actually had a hold of his hand to hold him up there. And then to get the right shot, he let him go. I can't remember. I don't the actor's name who plays Hans. I'm drawing a blank on it. But
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. He did not know that he like that face that he has is a legitimate shocked face because the director lets go of his hand and he actually starts to fall. That's why he gets that perfect face because he actually gets let go.
That's Kubrick levels of directing.
Fired.
What, Ms. Pa?
I would have been fired after that event if I was in that situation. I'd have been cleaning house.
I'd have turned into Alec Baldwin with that prop gun. Drop me off a roof.
Hey, I think it would have been. I don't know. I think it would. I mean, think about it. I mean, after you get dropped, because it was like something like 10 feet or something. Still, like it was still like a little bit of a drop that he got.
Right.
Dropped. So after that, I mean, I don't know if you'd would actually be mad. Wouldn't you just be? You'd probably just be grateful to be alive. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, Ms. Pie. I was going to throw it to you, but let me just introduce from the Wrestling Society Network, joining us for our special Christmas episode, Professor Bear. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Apologize for being late. Was pressing some of our new shirts, so I was in the zone and I forgot. I apologize.
That's okay, not a problem. Glad that you could make it. We discussed some of our favorite Christmas movies. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
If somebody has brought up Die Hard,
we're discussing that right now.
Between Die Hard and A Christmas Story.
What a random twist there.
Well, you got to understand. Hey, I wanted that BB gun, and I was fortunate that my father got me one. So I definitely have a lot of understanding of why Ralphie had to fight so hard to get that BB gun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what a contrast. First of all, you're also the first person to bring up A Christmas Story. I don't even have a visual for that. So good call on that. The Christmas Story. I didn't even think about that one when I was grabbing the stuff for this episode. But yeah, what a contrast there. A Christmas Story and then Die Hard. I mean, you can't go at two opposite ends of the spectrum than that.
Well, both of them involve guns. So, I mean, you got guns and you got Christmas. It ain't too far off.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that. So you're on the
I'm
side. I'm
noticing a theme over here.
So you're on the side that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
All right. Even though it was made in July, you're still the Christmas movie.
Just because when it's made is not irrelevant. It's the theme of everything that's going on. And it was Christmas. They showed a bunch of Christmas trees. So, hey.
Yeah, the Christmas music and everything. Yeah, I mean.
They are at a Christmas party.
And we've had many Christmas movies come out in July. I think I actually like when we get a Christmas movie in July. Personally, that's just mine.
So now we got to ask Professor Bear, do you consider Batman and Robin a Christmas movie?
Or not Batman and Robin, Batman Returns.
Or Batman Returns, yep.
It's hard to say that I consider it one because it was so god awful. I try not to remember it. So, yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
Oh man, I mean, Batman Returns is definitely not the greatest, but I would rank it above some of the other ones.
Was that the one where the bat suit had nipples?
No,
Yeah.
that was Clooney's Batman. The second one was with it's
Yeah.
Penguin, and, or was it the second one?
I think it was the second one.
The second one had the nipples on the bat suit.
Yeah, I believe it was there too.
Yeah, I might have been wrong.
And anybody, and I know this is going sideways, but since it's brought up, you go from the great Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer. Come on.
Yeah.
I loved Val Kilmer.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a big fan of Val Kilmer, but I am not a fan of Val Kilmer as Batman.
I was gonna say now, hey, Val Kilmer has some great movies.
Yes, he does.
But Batman is not one of them.
No, it is not. Yeah, it is absolutely not. And then to go to George Clooney and Ben Affleck. No, come on. Let's just. They just need to make another Batman movie. Give it back to Keaton, and let's finish off. And let's have one final Batman, and then no more for the next 50 years.
I could live with that.
But let's get back to Christmas. We'll have to do a Batman episode sometime. Mark that down, Jesse. Well, we got to do a Batman episode. Jesse and I have been coming up with a lot of good ideas for next year for some episodes for us. So, before we got Professor Barron here, we were talking about favorite scenes. I'll bring these back on topic and talk about my favorite scene, and it has to be when Sergeant Powell's car is getting all shot up, and then Bruce Willis in the window shouting, "Hey, welcome to the party, pal." That's one of my favorite scenes, personally.
100%.
Connor, you like that one too?
Yep, that's got to be my favorite.
Yeah, I think that really, it's really a funny scene. Reginald Vell Johnson, I think is his name. He's so funny in that scene, and he does such a great job. And I think it's a small, because there's not much comedy in this movie, but it's a really great laugh out loud moment right in the middle of a very action packed movie. That's my opinion. Professor Bear, do you have a favorite scene?
When he I can't remember the villain name.
Hans?
But when Bruce Willis is talking to him, he tells him, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother."
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. That's definitely a scene. I think almost everybody would probably put that up there. Wolfman, what about you?
I have not seen that movie in a long time. Last time I saw it was with my father.
Oh yeah, you don't have a favorite scene or anything?
No, not really. That was more my dad's kind of movie, because he was a big Bruce Willis fan.
Gotcha.
When I was a kid, we had that movie recorded off a TV, and I was convinced it was Yippee-ki-yay, mother father.
Yeah. I did not know about that phrase until when I was an adult. Yes, I did not get to watch the unedited version of that when I was a kid.
Me neither.
Ms. Pa, what about you?
Honestly, I think I have to go with "Welcome to the Party."
The "Welcome to the Party," pal. Well, I mean, that's a great scene too. I'm going to have to also give one other shout out to, as soon as I find the damn visual. Of course, let's give a shout out to Deputy Chief Dwayne Robinson. Who you have to enjoy his character too. And of course, this is also one of my favorite scenes. I'm Special Agent Johnson, or I'm Agent Johnson. This is Special Agent Johnson. No relation.
Yeah.
So that's also one of my favorite scenes too. Some great comedy, great little comedy, and
just another random piece of comedy during a serious moment.
Exactly. They so good with that.
And that's what makes it hit so hard, because you're all serious. Oh, what's going to happen? Then they hit you with a comedy bit real quick.
Yep. And then you just laugh out loud, because what else are you going to do? I mean, it's a serious movie, but then, I mean, they did such a good job with some of those one-liners.
Basically,
they're just like ambush one-liners.
Yeah. And I'm honestly surprised nobody picked the scene when him and Hans were talking face to face, and you're trying to figure out, do they know each other? Do they not know each other? And then it's, oh, he doesn't know. Look, they got the drop on him. And then it's, oh, nope, he has no bullets. Bruce Willis got the drop on him. And then the elevator door opens. It's a great back and forth, who has the upper hand scene.
Yeah, definitely.
I do want to ask everybody, what are your thoughts on him being barefoot through the whole movie? It's just a weird thing to have in a movie.
It just makes him more badass.
Oh yeah. They have enough good details in the movie that makes you like, oh wow, he could take anything barefoot. He's jumping off into the buildings. He's doing everything. Bruce Willis is the macho man of action films.
Absolutely. And I thought it was very interesting at how they it's so with the comedy, they have these one-liners, these zingers in there. They have the plot line of him and his wife. You got the plot line of the terrorist. You got the plot line of him being barefoot through the whole movie. There's so many. That's what makes this movie so good, in my opinion, is that there's so many little things.
Might be experiencing technical difficulty.
Jesse, you having some technical difficulties?
Everybody vanished there for a second.
Yep. All right. Jesse is having some technical difficulties, so hopefully we'll get him. We'll get him back here. Hopefully we don't lose him. This is the scene off the roof with the fire hydrant. How awesome was that scene?
I mean, that image there is just a perfect shot.
I mean, the fire hydrant, him grabbing the fire hydrant. And how about when he talks to himself? What are your guys' thoughts? He talks to himself. We got all these plot points that make a great movie. He's talking to himself just like anybody would. Think about it. If you were in that situation, who hasn't been in a situation where they've been like, oh, Jay, John, what are you doing? Or, oh, Ms. Paul, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, who hasn't been in that situation?
Right. Well, and the only thing with me, a lot of times, I'm self-conscious about talking out loud to myself. So I do it in my head, because anytime you talk out loud, and then somebody just happens to be there and like, what's wrong with this guy? So I'm self-conscious of that. So I try to talk to myself in my head like, oh.
I'll do it out loud. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times I've been having conversations with myself and there's a little voice in the back of my head going, you're not on camera. Why are you still doing a British accent?
I want to be clear. There's a difference between talking
and
to
confirm.
yourself, like saying one or two things to yourself, and then having if you're talking to yourself and then answering yourself and responding. That's a different situation there, Connor.
Oh, I do that every day.
Yeah, you probably should get some help.
Well, hey, sometimes it could be a good thing, because talking out loud lets me know, okay, let me make sure I keep my eye on him. He's crazy. So if I got to shoot first, that's the one I take out.
Oh man, yes. Wolfman, what about you? You find you talk to yourself sometimes?
Oh yeah, especially when I'm at events trying to get out what wrestlers I want to cheer for, like what events I want to go to, like what do I think of this wrestler? And I look at myself, think to myself, do people really care what I think? And then I'm like, I don't give a crap.
Yep.
So,
Miss Paul, what about you?
So it's kind of funny we're talking about this, because it turns out I actually do that at work a lot when I'm starting to get spread a little thin and pulled in too many different directions. Like I start talking myself through different steps on how to do things or something that I'm working on to keep myself on track. And we actually had just had a conversation at work because one of my other coworkers does the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely do that sometimes too, especially if I got a lot of work in front of me when I'm at my desk and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do first. I'll talk it out loud to myself too. I'll do that too. Ah, yes, J-Man just weighed in. I don't think anybody heard him in the microphone. I don't think definitely picked him up. But he was talking about, in regards to talking to yourself. He said sometimes you need professional advice.
Your own advice.
So I couldn't agree more with that.
Expert
It's my
opinions.
advice that requires me to then go see it professional.
Well, Connor, again, I think I'm concerned that some of your talking to yourself is the kind of thing that maybe you need some professional help for.
Just
Also
maybe.
can confirm.
God.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Now I know what a TB dinner feels like.
Ah. You've been waiting all day on that, haven't you?
I'm trying to figure out to get the last. I think that was the very last visual that we hadn't put up yet, so I had to make sure we could get that in.
Figure out a way to get her in there.
Well, no one selected that one either. I'm surprised. I got some of these visuals on these movies thinking that somebody was going to select some of these as their favorite moment in the movie, and we all kind of selected between the same 2 or 3 moments. So,
well, and then a lot of times it be those iconic moments that just lives with you.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
you always gonna get the same thing, just like you talk about the NWO, and the first thing they talk about is when Hulk Hogan and Hall and Nash are standing in the ring and everybody's throwing garbage at them. That's pretty much the first thing that comes to people's mind when you say NWO.
yeah, you're not wrong. It does have its own. It does have its own visuals.
Got Hall wiping the drink off his hair.
Yeah.
Just to get but
Since we're talking about villains and stuff with the NWO, what are you guys' thoughts? Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber. I think he's one of the best villains. I wish, as great of an ending as he had in this movie, I almost wish he wouldn't have died, so that we could have maybe tried to get him back again. Of course, the sequel would have never been as good as the original anyway. But in terms of villains, I think Hans Gruber should be definitely. I think he's up there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if it wasn't for him, the movie wouldn't have worked. His plot, the way he talked to people, he was the perfect guy. That's why a lot of times when you have sequels to movies, they never do good, because one person, not the main star, but someone else, does so well that they've exited them out. They try to find a way to bring them back, or something about them. Just like in the third one, they had his brother. So.
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad plot point either. But I'm not a fan of the third Die Hard. Is probably the third and the fifth Die Hard. I haven't seen the sixth one yet, but the third and the fifth one are probably my least favorite of the Die Hards. I like 1, 2, and 4 are my favorites. Anybody else want to tell their favorites Die Hards? Connor, you've only seen the first one.
Die Hard 3, the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I love that one.
It's not my favorite. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. Although, and number 3, I will give number 3 ahead of number 5. Number 5 was just terrible. I'm also.
I don't know. Pretty sweet.
Go ahead, Jesse.
I love stupid over the top action.
I'm not a fan of Courtney Jai, or Courtney Jai, is that his name? The guy who played his son in the 5th one. I'm not a fan of that actor. I don't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think he's very good. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't like number 5.
Yeah, I've never seen part 2 all the way through, because it was just something that icked me out about the storyline. I was just like, oh my God, y'all couldn't come up with something original, and I never watched it.
Yeah, I like number 2, but you're right. The story definitely isn't what grips you. And the second one is really, you're watching John McClane. That's what you're watching to see, how's he going to turn it around. That's why you watch the second one. The story is not that great in the second one. Especially also, some people didn't like that they kind of presented some of the military figures as villains in that movie, and that didn't really resonate with people either. So, anybody? What does anybody else want to have? Anything else they want to talk about here? And Christmas movies, Christmas, as we present the closing scene from Die
All
Hard.
right, I got the device.
Jesse, I don't know what you said. You're definitely having some technical issues. If you have to bounce, you can go ahead and do so.
Oh God, help!
Oh, Elf. Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm a no.
I've never. That's another Christmas movie I've never seen all the way through.
You're not missing anything, Professor Bear.
I've seen it 15 times this year already, and no.
No. Are you a no too, Jesse?
Yeah, it's my youngest son's favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm so much a no on Elf. I'm
Can't
sorry.
stand it.
Will Ferrell. I like Will Ferrell. That movie's way too much. He's so loud and obnoxious in that movie. I can't take it.
I do tell people they smell like beef and cheese on a regular basis.
I'm trying to think of the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad were trying
Jingle
to
all the way.
Jingle all the way.
Yes,
We talked about that
now
earlier.
that yes, love it. And my nephew, funny story, my nephew wanted that action figure, and he,
Turbo
I
Man.
mean, when he saw it, he was probably Jesus. The movie had been out like almost 10 years. So my brother went on a mad hunt and found him that action figure.
Oh, there was a real Turbo Man action figure?
Yes.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they made a couple of them. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And my nephew got one of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way. Yeah, that's yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I said Sinbad's really underrated in that. He plays
Oh yes.
Speaking about villains, Sinbad's an excellent villain in that movie. I think the movie isn't as good without him.
I do too. I agree with you.
I think it's a much
Yeah,
more
he makes that movie, honestly.
Yeah. I think it's a much more cheesy kind of a Christmas movie without Sinbad. Sinbad really kind of adds an element of villainy to it.
Hey, I got a movie for you all to think about.
Go ahead.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. That's is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't he get the gremlin for a Christmas present?
Yep.
Is it Gremlins Christmas movie? Yeah, he thinks so too. I did not. That's one of his favorite movies. Is Gremlins. I did not know that Gremlins.
Good call, Metzpa.
Yeah.
I did not know. That's almost a Halloween Christmas, like a horror Christmas movie, which can be fun. Too.
Oh, speaking of random horror Christmas movies, if you guys didn't see Silent Night with David Harbour, you need to get on that.
I do want to see it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been saying I'm gonna watch it.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, I want to see it. It looks good. And the dude that they got to play, Santa, Kris Kringle, I guess is.
Yeah.
He's gonna do good in that role, I think.
Yeah, it's on. I think Peacock. It's great.
Peacock. All right, I'll check that out. Yeah, I have not gotten a chance yet, but I do want to tune into that. It does look good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I almost shut it off 15 minutes into it, and I'm really glad I didn't.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, like it takes a minute to hook you, but once it does, you're like, oh, thank God I gave this a chance.
Okay.
Because it looks that way in all the different previews, and I kept saying, you know what, I'm gonna have to take time to see that. That looks
It's
like
worth
my
the watch,
type
I
of-
assure you.
like one of my cheesy, funny action horror movie comedies.
Boy, you've hit it. You've basically described the movie perfectly. Cheesy horror movie action comedy. Fantastic.
Another one would be Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Bro.
was a Lethal Weapon fan, but I completely forgot. Yeah, the first one does take place at Christmas, don't it?
Riggs. I
I
love them.
You're bad guys. Where it go? I love that Riggs left the note on the Christmas tree.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that one.
Those movies are so classic.
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
And yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about the first one being Christmas.
What about the one The Rock just came out with?
Red,
Is it Red Notice or Red
Yeah,
One?
red
well,
one.
Red One. I've heard, because I hadn't seen it yet. I've heard people crap all over it.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet, but I imagine that's what it's going to be for, is to crap on it.
As much as I love The Rock, it just feels like he plays The Rock in every movie.
Exactly.
There is no character development. He's just The Rock in a different shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. That's pretty much what we get.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But hey, you know what? Being The Rock has made him the most paid actor in Hollywood. You know
Dance with the girl you brought.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has so much money, it's disgusting. So
and then they talk about how many bad movies he had, but hell, we all watch them.
We watch every one of them.
I have not seen. No, there's a couple that I have not watched. After he started making, like, where he just started making movies just to make movies, I was like, all right, I'm not watching everything he does now. I didn't see Rampage. Rampage. I don't think I saw that movie, or if I did, I turned it off halfway through it.
It was terrible.
And I want everybody to understand that that's how far back I go. The Rampage video game, I was a huge fan of, and I knew that when I saw the preview for that movie, I was like, that is going to be just the worst piece of crap I've ever seen. I know it is. That is so not a video game to turn into a movie. Who did that? The only reason they made that movie is because The Rock said, "Yeah, let's make it."
So, I mean, look what they did to him. The Rock damn near shut down DC movies, and that's saying something because Justice League was bad
with Black Adam. Yeah, people did not like his portrayal of Black Adam, I guess.
He didn't like his portrayal of Black Adam.
I didn't see it, but yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe how people have been going crazy about him playing Black Adam. I was like, wow, really? I thought he would. If there's a role he would have done, a superhero role seems like the way it would have been.
I thought it was pretty good myself personally. I think a lot of people, when they start looking at certain actors, they have a certain expectation, and if it doesn't go to it, it's over.
Yeah, and characters too. You got to think about that, especially when in the comic books. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to see them portrayed accurately, or the way that they are portrayed in the comic books and stuff. And a lot of people don't like when that's not the case. Well, now that we've gotten completely off the Christmas and we've talked about comic book movies and we've talked about all different other kinds of genres of movies, I hope you had as much fun as all six of us did shooting this episode. I knew it was going to be a lot of fun. I want to thank Professor Bear. Professor Bear, unfortunately, I don't have the WSN visual loaded into the studio for some reason, so I can't put that up on the screen.
Oh, no problem.
Make sure you go check out the Wrestling Society Network on Facebook, and of course their app on Roku and on Amazon Fire, right?
Yep, and Apple TV.
Make sure you go check them out. They have a lot of content, and of course we're featured on one of their pages on their website. So check them out. Tell them Mayhem sent you. Wolfman is officially the newest member of the Mayhem Media team. So you're going to be seeing him a little bit more on some Mayhem programming and shows. Him and Connor are going to be doing the prediction shows that we're going to be doing. We are not doing every WWE pay-per-view. We're only going to start doing a couple, like Royal Rumble is going to be our next prediction show, and then we'll do it at WrestleMania, and then we're going to take it from there. So Royal Rumble and then WrestleMania for the prediction show. The live watch-along was pretty successful, so we might do that again, possibly for Royal Rumble or maybe for WrestleMania. So we're doing that. The website, mayhemmediaproductions.com. Make sure you go check that out. In the new year, we will have written articles starting in January, early to mid-January. We'll have written articles coming on there as well. Hopefully some from Jesse James, some from myself. Mizpah may even be writing a few articles, and we'll hopefully be getting some even more writers in the next year as well. Check out the storefronts, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop, and pick yourself up some apparel. This is obviously an old visual because the Halloween stuff is not up there anymore, but our Christmas apparel is. So pick up some Christmas apparel. And of course, we have the new Saw Good there. And I did it. I can't believe how long has it been, Jesse James? And I just did it. Pick up Jesse James, some Last Outlaw Jesse James apparel on our website or on our storefronts. And there's too many things to shout out. That's just the way it is. We got to start cutting this down. There's too many people to shout out anymore. Go visit the storefronts, bonfire.com/store/Mayhem Media Shop, and pick yourself up some apparel. And last shout out, we're going to give it to WFU, Wrestling Fans United, and their new show, Dysfunction, coming out in January. If you are in the Minnesota area?
Yes, sir. St. Paul, East Side Salvation Army Civic Center.
All right. So if you're in that area, go check them out. Tell them Mayhem Media sent you. We're hopefully going to get to maybe make a promo video or some stuff for them. Continue to help them out. For every single person that here is on the camera with me, I am your host, JD, and that's the end.